Shri Jnaneshwari. Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Shri Gopal Krishnaya Namaha. Chapter 6, Dhyana Yoga continued. Shloka number 39. Pray dispel fully this doubt of mine, O Krishna, for there is none other than you to resolve this doubt. Suppose there is a man full of faith who wanted to attain liberation without the practice of yoga. Leaving the place of senses, he proceeded along the path of faith with the object of reaching the state of self-realization. But he could not reach the destination of liberation, nor could he retrace his steps. He got stranded, and both the paths were closed to him. While the attainment of liberation remained distant, he was also deprived of sense enjoyment which he had left behind out of his faith. In this way, when he loses both, even when he remains full of faith, what state does he attain? 40. The Lord said, Neither here nor hereafter is there doom for him, for no one who does good treads the path of evil. O Bhavartha, how can one who longs for the bliss of liberation reach any destination other than liberation? What happens is this, that he has to take respite in his journey, but the happiness which he attains in that state is not available even to the gods. Had he pursued the practice of yoga at a quicker pace, he would have attained liberation even before the end of his lifespan. But as he was lax in his effort, he had to tarry in the midst of his journey. But he is destined to reach the state of liberation in the end. 41. Having attained the worlds of the virtuous and living there for many years, he who has strayed from the path of yoga is born in the house of the pure and prosperous. It is a wonder that this seeker easily attains the celestial world, to attain which even Lord Indra has to exert himself. He is reborn in this mortal world into a virtuous family, and his wealth increases. All the members of his family tread on the path of virtue, speak the truth with frankness, and follow the code of conduct laid down in the scriptures. In this family, God is the only object of contemplation, and the family deity bestows prosperity. In this manner, the person who has strayed from the path of yoga takes birth on the strength of his merit in a prosperous family that provides him worldly pleasures. 42. Or maybe, even in the family of yogis possessed of wisdom, it is indeed very difficult to attain in this world a birth of this kind. 43. There he regains the knowledge acquired in the former body, and hence he strives evermore for perfection. He who has strayed from yoga takes birth in the family of those yogis who perform knowledge sacrifice, who are well versed in the subject of the self, and who are enjoyers of self-bliss. When he is born, the knowledge of the self dawns upon him. Then all the intelligence acquired in the previous birth attend upon him, and all the scriptures issue from his mouth. This yogi takes birth in such a noble family which even the denizens of heaven desire. 44. For by that very former practice, a mere seeker of yoga transcends the Vedic ritual. Then he acquires the wisdom which he had attained at the end of his previous birth. His intellect is able to grasp difficult doctrines without receiving instruction of a teacher. His senses come under his control, and mind merges in the life breath, and the prana along with the mind merges into the Chidakash. One knows not how, but yoga accrues to him without any effort on his part, and samadhi comes in search of him. Then he appears as if he is Lord Shiva himself on the seat of yoga. 45. But the yogi who strives with assiduity is purified from sin. Being perfected through many births, he reaches the supreme goal. for he has now reached the shore of self-realization after overcoming the obstacles of 1,000 lives. Because of this, all the means of emancipation follow him automatically, and he occupies the royal throne of discriminating knowledge. The knowledge, which transcends all thought, recedes, and he becomes merged in Brahman, which is beyond the reach of all thought. Then the mental clouds melt away, the windiness of wind comes to an end, and the Chidakash becomes merged in bliss and espouses silence. He thus becomes the very embodiment of the Brahmic state, which is the highest goal. Just as the cloud vanishes and becomes one with the sky, so he becomes merged while in his body with Brahman, which is the origin and dissolution of the universe. 46. The yogi is thought to be greater than the ascetics, greater than even the men of knowledge, greater than also the men of action. Therefore, be a yogi, O Krishna. With the desire to attain Brahman, the men of action, trusting in courage, take a dip in the current of 6 duties. With the same object, the knowers wearing the armor of knowledge grapple with worldly existence. With the same aim, the ascetics try to climb the broken, difficult and slippery cliff in the form of austerities. But the yogi becomes one with Brahman with the object of devotion and the god of sacrifice, and so worthy of being worshipped by all. For this reason, he is worthy of being adored by the men of action, fit to be known by the men of knowledge, and is an eminent ascetic among the ascetics. When his self merges in the Supreme Self, he attains to its greatness even while he is in this body. I have therefore been telling you with all my heart that you should become yourself a yogi. 47. And among all the yogis too, he who with full faith worships me, with his inner self absorbed in me, is deemed by me to be the best of yogis. Know that this yogi is the god of gods, my sole happiness, my very life. He has the uninterrupted experience that I am the triad of the means of devotion, namely the devotee, the devotion, and the object of devotion. It is difficult to describe in words the affection which subsists between me and my devotee. The only simile which can describe our loving union is to say that I am the body and he is the soul in it. With this we complete part 7 of chapter 6. Om Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. Hari Om.